His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
The New Century Dictionary, published in 1927. The definition of wool: thick, curly, or kinky hair on the head of a human being, as a Negro, hence the hair of his head.
With AfroSheen concentrated shampoo, it conditions while it cleans. And to protect against dryness and future hawk attacks, there's AfroSheen conditioner and hairdress. Then for the real test against the hawk, it's AfroSheen Holding Hairspray, a protein hairspray that holds even in damp weather.
Hey, aren't you Frederick Douglass? Yeah, we studied about you in school yesterday, about how you were a slave and how you took your own freedom, and then began to fight for freedom and dignity for all.
The Revelation of John, Chapter 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bare record of the word of God, and of the testimony of Jesus Christ, and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
The prophet John was banished on the island of Patmos by the Roman government. The real Jesus Christ revealed himself to John the prophet. He described what Jesus Christ looked like in the book of Revelations. John saw the hair on the head of Christ.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
He described it to be white woolly hair. The texture was that of a Negro people, black people.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
On verse 15, John the Revelator saw the feet of Christ. The color of his feet were like fine brass. His feet were so dark in color, it looked like it burned in a furnace. When any material is burned with fire, the object will turn the color black.